Hey there, Hillsiders. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Just enjoying some fun in the sun at Lake Tahoe. As you can see behind me there, it is so pretty. And just wanted to share a little bit about what I've been reading over these last few weeks. I've been going through Numbers, and it's been really interesting to reacquaint myself with the story of the Israelites as they exit the land of slavery, Egypt, in 430 years, many generations of just living in bondage and having your life dictated to you 365, 24/7. It's just this is how it is. You don't get a chance to decide for yourself really anything. When God delivers Israel, he leads them to a land that he'd promised years and years prior to Abraham. And he said, "This is a land I'm going to give to you and to your descendants." And as the Israelites get closer to this land, there's already a group of people that are inhabiting it, and they're giants. They are the Nephilim and the Rephaim and the Anakim. There's all these Kim, these huge, half giant, half human creatures, kind of like Goliath was, and they inhabited this land. And God takes Israel right to the very edge of this promised land and he says, "I promise to give this to you, and all you have to do is believe and trust in me." And he sent 12 spies to go spy out the land and to look in and see, is it indeed as good of a place as God had said it was going to be. And the 12 representatives, each one from a tribe of Israel, go into this land that's been promised. God said, "This is yours. I'm going to give it to you." And they come back and they're carrying a whole bunch of grapes, some that are they're so large they have to be carried on a big staff in between two men. And I say, "Yeah, this is exactly what we've been told. It's a land flowing with milk and honey that represents great abundance and great blessing and the finer things." But the people who inhabit this land are much bigger than us. They're giants, and in their eyes, we're like grasshoppers, and we thought we were grasshoppers too. And so, out of the 12 spies, 10 of them give a negative report and says, "Yes, it's a great land. We'll never be able to accomplish this." And the only two who do say that they can do it is Joshua and Caleb. And both Joshua and Caleb said, "Yeah, it's big, but God said, these guys are big. God said we're going to be able to take this land." And they tried to encourage people to listen and to follow. And eventually, they decide, we're not going in. And God says, "Okay, as a punishment, I'm not going to let anyone from this generation, except for Joshua and Caleb over the age of 20, enter into the promised land. So everybody's going to die out 40 years marching in the desert until such a time as I raise up a generation that will believe me, that I say I'm going to give you what I say I'm going to give you." And so all that to say, it got me thinking regarding our inheritance and the thing God leads us to. And in a lot of ways, if we think we're going to approach something that God's wanting to give to us and expect that we're going to be able to accomplish it in our own strength or accomplish it by what we can do ourselves, we're going to be sorely mistaken, because there are giants in the land that we are moving towards. And the only way we can move forward is with the confidence and the bravery that comes from being filled with the Holy Spirit and trusting that God's the one who's going before us. And if he's going before us as we submit our lives to him, he's going to show us what steps we need to take of obedience to continue to inhabit the land that he's called for us to live in. And so as I've been thinking about it, it's been one of those things where I have been praying and saying, "Lord, let me be someone who doesn't look so much at the obstacles, but who looks at the one who is making the way, someone who is opening the doors. And Lord, if you're leading us, doesn't matter how scary it is on the other side, I have to trust and know that you're in control, that you're in charge, and I'm going to keep taking steps to follow after you." Now, over these next several weeks as I do these, I may not have as picturesque a background as I do today, but I'm going to be sharing just some insights that I have gathered from looking at Israel as they're leaving Egypt into the promised land, and then now it's their responsibility to inhabit that. And so, thought for today: look to God, the provider. Don't look to the obstacles. Don't look to the giants. Look to the one who says, "I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to work through you. Just believe." Don't be afraid. Just believe. God bless you. Have a great rest of your day.